days, someone's going to ask you to do something you really don't want to do. And some of you are going to do it. Could be about drugs or sex or dropping out of school, but you'll do it because you're afraid of getting put down. Isn't it dumb to do something so that someone will like you when you end up hurting yourself and hating yourself for doing it? The more you know, the more you'll learn to say no.
Johnson, George Orwell, Chris Christopherson, George C. Scott, Plato, Clara Barton, Annie Sullivan, D.H. Lawrence, Booker T. Washington, Aristotle, Albert Einstein, and my mother and father. Throughout history, in every field of human endeavor, whenever men and women achieve greatness, they share it with others by becoming teachers. Here's to everyone who can and does. The more you know about anything, the more likely you are to teach.
Hi, I'm John LaRoquette, and I'm an alcoholic. Alcohol is a drug, spreading through our schools like wildfire, and abusing it can do terrible things to you. It can wreck your friendships, can make you a liar, can make you a thief, can make you dead. And the more you know about alcoholism, the more you know it can happen to anyone. I know. It almost killed me.
Okay, half the school year's behind us, another half to go. Here's where some of you start thinking about dropping out. Now, my assignment is to keep you there. The more you know what life's about, the more you know you can't drop out. You may think we're trying to reach you, but all we really want to do is teach you. Look, guys, I know these poems are not that cool. I'm just doing my best to keep you in school.
You know about kids. The more you know that they don't do what we say, they do what we do. We use bad language, they use bad language. Eat too much, they eat too much. Most of the time, it's no big deal. I'll tell you what is a big deal. If we drink and drive. Because if we do it, chances are they'll do it. Think about that. Your drinking and driving could kill your kids. And wouldn't that just kill you?
Something. Women can be anything we want to be today. We can make it in school, make it as doctors, engineers, entertainers, and we can make good money. Or we can get into drugs, drop out, mess up our lives. The more you know about drugs, the more you'll see how deadly they are. Girl, the door of opportunity is open because we kicked it open. Don't let it slam in your face.
I ain't afraid to fight nobody. Oh, please. We're looking at a major shortage of brain cells here because anybody in their right mind is scared of fights. And it's okay to be scared, and it's okay to walk away. It's a good way to avoid winding up with a face that looks like a raw meatloaf. So use your head for something besides a punching bag. Be smart enough to walk away.
Johnson, George Orwell, Chris Christopherson, George C. Scott, Plato, Clara Barton, Annie Sullivan, D.H. Lawrence, Booker T. Washington, Aristotle, Albert Einstein, and my dad. Throughout history, whenever men and women achieve greatness, they share it with others by becoming teachers. Here's to everyone who can and does. The more you know about anything, the more likely you are to teach.
You know, in my day, we learned the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Well, I guess you never learned spelling.
But today's schools need to teach tomorrow's skills because the world is growing more complex and more competitive every day.
And if our kids can't keep up,
Our country won't. If we don't support education now,
we'll pay for it later.
you're right.
Of course I'm right.
I keep forgetting who I'm talking to.
Hey, check this out. Here's the situation. Say you out with your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You know, you're at school, you at a club or something, getting busy. All right, you just having fun. Somebody steps up to you and they tell you they want to rumble. All right, now just stop for a second. Before you lose your head, get all crazy and toss your hands up, just think. The person that uses their head can always defeat the person that's just trying to use their hands. Now remember that, because the more you know.
Okay, here are some tips for you girls on discussing that big topic, safe sex. Tip 1. If your boyfriend tells you using protection turns him off, tell him disease turns you off. Tip 2. If he says that protection lessens his enjoyment of sex, remind him that not having sex will be even less enjoyable. Tip 3, if you aren't ready to discuss sex with him, then you aren't ready to have sex with him. End of discussion.
Have you ever considered going into teaching? Think about it. Little tiny short people would admire you. You would own many, many pencils. You would also help kids learn to read, or to love science, or have self-respect. You could be the one teacher they'll remember all their lives. The more you know about teaching, the more you know it's a rewarding, important profession. And you'll get the big desk with little tiny drawers all your own. It's good.
I don't know about you, but I'm staying in school. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm on TV, but I don't know what the future's going to bring. And neither do you. But whatever it is, I'm going to be ready for it. See, the more you know what you can get from an education, you'll see that you can't drop out of school. I mean, yeah, it's tough, but hang in there. And while you're there, you might as well graduate. Hey, I'm not asking you to do anything I'm not doing myself.
Did you ever do something just because your friends did it? Like get weird hair? Back then you thought you were hot. And now you're thinking, yo, man, I was a jerk. Hey, don't sweat it. That's the small stuff. But if you're messing with the big stuff now, like drugs and drinking, just because your friends are, yo, man, you're going to look back and know you were a fool if you lived that long. So get this. Don't be stupid with the big stuff.